Hey, hey, I'm back. All right, so let's continue where we were. All right, I'm gonna move myself down and yes. All right, so let's talk about people with special needs and their communication. So, impairment is a loss of function or ability. Mental health and a mental health disorder is the normal functioning of emotional or intellectual abilities. That's our normal functioning. And then a mental health disorder is there's a disorder from our normal functioning. It could be confusion, disorientation, anxiety. It could be something a little bit bigger. And I believe we'll talk about that in chapter 5. And then combative. We already know if our patient is combative, they're a little bit violent, a little bit hostile. They might be fighting you. They might be trying to bite you. Sometimes it's because they're confused, they're scared, they have no other sense of control. So this is something that they can control. And then sometimes that's just who they are, and it comes out of them when they get a little bit older. But either way, we're not taking anything personally, right? We are protecting ourselves and also still caring for our patients and our residents. All right, so what should we do if our residents have hearing impairments? First, we want to see if they have hearing aids. If they have hearing aids, of course, we want to put them in, make sure that they're on because they can hear us. We want to also make sure that there aren't any other distractions, a lot of loud noise, because even us, like me, if there's a lot of noise happening, then I can't concentrate. There's just like a little bit of ambient noise in the background, that's good to go. But if you have a hearing impairment, then a lot of noise happening at one time, they're not able to concentrate. They're not able to hear you. Then they get frustrated because they can't understand. The other thing that we would like to do is to talk to them normally, speak clearly, and make sure that they have good lighting so they can see our face. Seeing our face means that they can read our lips, and they're pros at reading lips. Okay. So a lot of our residents had a hard time, and they still do have a hard time hearing us because we have our mask on. If we are able to take our mask off, they'll be able to communicate a little bit better. But I know that we're still in our COVID situation and we want to protect ourselves. So speak clearly. Do not exaggerate your words, because if you can't hear me like this, then you're definitely just going to hear me like this. Okay. A little bit louder, but without screaming at them. You always want to speak on their good side. If I have hearing loss on my left side of my ear or my left ear, don't try to talk to me over here. Come around to my right side and speak clearly to me, slowly, clearly, with good lighting. I can hear you. All right. And what if our residents have vision impairments? They can't see well. They might be partially blind. They might be able to see black and white, but no color. They might be able to see shadows. Some people are legally blind and they can still see some things, but they can't see everything. So legally blind means that they can't see enough to drive, but they can see a little bit. Make sure that they have glasses and their glasses are clean. If they have glasses around, if their glasses are broken or lost, we will want to work hard to try to find them or try to fix them. For me, myself, I wear glasses and I wake up in the morning, I put my glasses on, I go to sleep at night, and I put it right by my bedside table because I need my glasses. If I don't have them, then I can't see that well, and I start to get a headache, I start to get nauseous, and it's not a good feeling at all. So also if they're dirty, I can't see. So you will see me cleaning my glasses just to make sure that my sight of vision is clear. Okay. Identify yourself when you're walking into the room. If they have vision issues, then they're going to be used to how the room is set up. Okay. So you might be surprised at where, like, Mr. Johnny went from this hallway all the way to the lunchroom by himself. You know why he did that? And he had vision changes or vision impairments is because everything stays the same. He knows how to get there. If all of a sudden in their room you put the bedside table in the other corner, or they get moved to a different room and they don't know where the bathroom is, they're going to have a hard time. So if you're in a different situation and you have to move them somewhere else, orient them, let them know that the bathroom is to the left of you. If there is food and they can feed themselves, you want to have a plate. It's right in front of them, and you can talk to them and let them know use the clock. At 12 o'clock, there are mashed potatoes. At 3 o'clock, you have your chicken. At 6 o'clock, there is corn. And at 9 o'clock, there are grapes. Okay. They can still feed themselves with vision impairments, but now you just oriented them to know that I want my mashed potatoes. So I know that's at 12. I'm going to bring my spoon up to 12 and get some. Okay. We're promoting their independence. We're not making them more dependent on us. And I know you guys do that in such a good way. Okay. So mental health disorders, we want to use clear, simple, and this is for everybody, clear, simple directions. Our body language should look inviting. Be aware of your body language. Don't stand behind them unless you are doing something, but you're letting them know exactly what you're doing. You're using that indirect communication and indirect care that we use with all of our skills. And don't take anything personally. So you're not gonna start any arguments or get into their realm of starting arguments with them. They might be fussing, cussing you out, and you know that they are sick and it is not personal. Okay. Even if it is something where they're starting to get combative, what are you going to do? You're going to remove yourself from that situation as long as you know that they're safe. Okay. All right. So combative residents. Oh, that was a good segue right into this. Combative residents. We spoke a little bit about this yesterday. You're gonna try to block their blows. Guess what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna use your reflexes and hit them back. Okay. You're gonna remain calm. You're the calm one in this situation. You're gonna make sure, check yourself. What does my body language look like? What is my tone? How does that sound? What are the words that I'm saying out of my mouth? Remain neutral, stay patient, be flexible. Okay. We don't want to, hey, you're taking a bath. Oh, yes, you're taking a bath right now. Be a little bit flexible. All right. You don't want to take a bath right now. I'm coming back in about 10 minutes and we're going to get it done. Okay. Give them a little bit of options because it is their right to have those options and to make those decisions. You will know which residents you can do that with and which residents you have to be more persuasive with. But we still want to respect their rights and not take anything personally. Okay. Let's see. So if you ever encounter any kind of inappropriate behavior, you're going to want to report that behavior. You're still going to be professional. Do not overreact. Do not cuss them back out. You want to try to distract them and direct them to a private area. Inappropriate behavior could be them fussing and cussing, but it also could be them masturbating. And I believe that in this chapter, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Do you lose your sexuality when you're a little bit older? No. Do you still want to have sex when you're a little bit older? Yes. Do you see them maybe being in the room, having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend? And if they're in the room, it's appropriate and they is two consensual adults. They're neither one of them are confused. They can do that. They can get it on in their room and there isn't anybody else in there. Can they masturbate? Yes, as long as it is in an appropriate situation, appropriate timing. So can they be at the dinner table doing it? No way. But can they be doing it while you're giving them a bath? Also, no. But if you walk in on them, they're masturbating by themselves, the curtain is closed, just leave and let them finish and then go in and do what you need to do. That's why we knock, introduce ourselves, and make sure that it is an appropriate time for us to do what we need to do with them. An NA nursing assistant must never hit a resident, no matter how the resident may have provoked him. Hitting is considered abuse and may result in termination or legal action. And if you have seen other staff members to do this, you need to report this, okay? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop here, end it.